passing is such, has grown and grown and grown in the
yeah.
NFL, and now the numbers. If you look at older receivers, people say, well, he only had 60 catches or 800 yards or whatever, in an era where that was unusual. Nowadays, everybody's getting 100 yards, 100 catches, 1,000-yard seasons.
Well, that's the norm now. I mean, the ball is being thrown all over the yard now, the spread offenses. So those numbers are going to continue to just mount up. Again, in the area in which we played, it was balanced, and it's balanced now, but maybe not looked at as much in terms of passing. Because some of the things that we were doing, some of the commentators and some of the pundits were like, what in the world is this? Like, why are they throwing the ball so much? Why aren't they running it with a guy like Marshall Faulk in the backfield? Why aren't they running the football? Well, Coach Martz believed in throwing the football. He had the talent on the outside, and that's what we did.
I look at the Rams today, and if Todd Gurley isn't 100% of Todd Gurley, he's the Marshall Faulk of that team. And when I'm looking at him, I'm thinking he doesn't seem to be at full pace like he was, at his peak. And the Rams' offense seems to suffer as a result.
Yeah, well, you definitely can see a change in the offense, and a lot of it has to do with Gurley and the amount of reps that he's getting. Because when he's in there, and we've seen in the past, when he's in there, he's really good running it as well as catching the ball out of the backfield. And you saw a little bit of that last week against Atlanta, him catching the ball out of the backfield. But when he's healthy, they're rolling. And obviously they have him on somewhat of a pitch count now, so they got to be smart with him. That's why Henderson and Brown and those other guys have to pick up the slack in terms of the run game and making sure that we stay on schedule offensively. Because when they're balanced, they are really, really good because it helps set up their play-action pass, which we know the Rams thrive with that.
That was amazing over-the-shoulder catch that he made.
Yes. And a beautiful ball by Goff. To put that over the shoulder away from the defender, again, just Goff showing you how talented he is, and he still has room for improvement. That's the thing that I like about this young Rams football team is they got a lot of young players with much more room for improvement.
And they've got 3 receivers you have to account for. How would you like to move in and play in that offense?
Oh, my gosh, it'd be great. Because, again, who are you going to – it's kind of like when we were playing with The Greatest Show, like, who are you going to take away in the offense? Do you take away Kupp? Then Cooks will hurt you. If you take away Cooks, then Kupp will hurt you. You take away Kupp and Cooks, then Woods will hurt you. So it's kind of like pick your poison with these guys. But they're all unselfish. They celebrate each other's success, and they're all different. Cooks is a speed guy. Robert Woods does everything for them offensively. Heck, we saw Robert Woods last week against the Falcons. He was in pass pro. Yeah. He was helping with the tackles in pass pro. Then you see him out running a route. And then you have the guy in Cooper Kupp who does a little bit of everything as well. He's so crafty, so detailed, so skilled, very productive football player. And all of those 3 of those guys give you something different every single down.
It's funny because during the Super Bowl last year, we were saying, and Kupp wasn't there, obviously, why aren't they going to 2 tight ends? Why aren't they trying to change New England's defense by putting them? And this year we're seing those tight ends start to contribute. And that when that starts clicking, that offense is going to be.
It opens it up. It opens the offense up even more. And credit Coach McVay for understanding the changes that needed to be done and then implementing them, and then having the trust in the guys to go out and do it, and calling their number. And getting them the football, and now you're seeing the offense. Now you have to stop Gurley. You have to stop 3 wide receivers. Now you have to stop Higbee. You have to stop Everett. So there's a lot of offense that you have to cover when you come up against the LA Rams because they are that good, and each guy on all levels can beat you.
The first game we ever had in London, the 2007 Giants were at 500. They won the game in London. They went on to the Super Bowl and won it. Can the Rams do the same kind of thing?
I think so. I'm confident. Obviously I may be a little biased as well, but I'm confident in the team. Look, the message is the same. The coaching is really good. The players are focused. I mentioned how they encourage each other and they enjoy each other's success. They stay healthy. They'll be fine. Look, they just made a trade to bring Jalen Ramsey over, who's one of the better corners.
Not a bad pickup.
Not a bad pickup at all. And you saw the job that he did against Julio Jones last weekend. The Edwards kid that played left guard for us, played a lot of right tackle with Wisconsin. He filled in and played fairly well last weekend as well. So they got to stay healthy, keep winning. Stay focused, and I think they have an opportunity to get back in the postseason. And once you get in the postseason, then anything can happen.
Hope you enjoyed the Nat Coombs Show presented by Paddy Power Fantasy. There's plenty more where that came from. Just click subscribe to ESPN UK and you won't miss a trick.